Lucy curses her treacherous stomach. What kind of beast is she to be hungry when her best friend is dead? I wish you could talk, Alvy says. I bet you're thinking something interesting. And I wish you could listen, Lucy barks. But Alvy doesn't understand her anyway. The next day, the mother takes Lucy to the dog park. It's the first time anyone has remembered to walk Lucy since the end. On the way over, Lucy can smell the mother's sadness all around them. She tries to determine what the smell reminds her of. Is it rain? Parsley? Bourbon? Old books? Wool socks? Bananas, Lucy decides. At the park, Lucy just lies on a bench, feeling friendless and depressed and, will it never end? A little hungry. A toy poodle named Coco asks Lucy what's wrong, and with a sigh, Lucy tells her. As the poodle is a notorious gossip, the news spreads quickly through the dog park. Bandit, a one-eyed All-American, who in less refined circles would be called a mutt, offers his sympathies. He asks Lucy, "Are they putting you on the streets?" "No," Lucy replies. "I'll still live with the same family." "Then I don't see what's so bad about it," Bandit says. She was only 15. "So? We only have 10, 15 years tops, and you don't see us carrying on." "But she wasn't a dog," Lucy barks. "She was a human, my human, and she got hit by a car." "So? We get hit by cars all the time." "Cheer up, little pug. You worry too much. That's why you have so many wrinkles." Lucy has heard this joke many times before, and she thinks, somewhat unkindly, for Bandit isn't a bad sort, that she has never met a mutt with a good sense of humor. "My advice is to find yourself another two-legger. If you live my life, you know they're all about the same anyway. When the kibble runs out, I'm gone." With that, Bandit abandons Lucy to join a game of frisbee. Lucy sighs and feels very sorry for herself. She watches the other dogs playing in the dog park. Look how they can sniff each other's rear ends and chase balls and run around in circles. How innocent they seem. In the natural order of things, a dog isn't meant to outlive a human, Lucy howls. No one understands unless it's happened to her, and what's more, no one even seems to care. Lucy shakes her small round head. It's so totally disheartening. Can't even be bothered to curl my tail. In the end of a life only matters to friends, family, and other folks who used to know. The pug whimpers miserably. For everyone else, it's just another end. Part 1. The Nile. At sea. Elizabeth Hall wakes in a strange bed, in a strange room, with the strange feeling that her sheets are trying to smother her. Liz, who is Elizabeth to her teachers, Lizzie at home, except when she's in trouble, and just plain Liz everywhere else in the world, sits up in bed, bumping her head on an unforeseen upper bunk. From above, a voice she does not recognize protests. "Oh, hell!" Liz peers into the top bunk, where a girl she has never seen before is sleeping, or at least trying to. The sleeping girl, who is near Liz's own age, wears a white nightgown and has long dark hair arranged in a thatch of intricately beaded braids. To Liz, she looks like a queen. "Excuse me," Liz asks, "but would you happen to know where we are?" The girl yawns and rubs the sleep out of her eyes. She glances from Liz to the ceiling, to the floor, to the window, and then to Liz again. She touches her braids and sighs. "On a boat," she answers, stifling another yawn. "What do you mean, on a boat?" "There's water, lots and lots of it. Just look out the window," she replies before cocooning herself in the bedclothes. "Of course, you might have thought to do that without waking me." "Sorry," Liz whispers. Liz looks out the porthole that is parallel to her bed. Sure enough, she sees hundreds of miles of early morning darkness and ocean in all directions, blanketed by a healthy coating of fog. If she squints, Liz can make out a boardwalk. There, she sees the forms of her parents and her little brother Alvy. Ghostly and becoming smaller by the second, her father is crying and her mother is holding him. Despite the apparent distance, Alvy seems to be looking at Liz and waving. 10 seconds later, the fog swallows her family entirely. Liz lies back in bed. Even though she feels remarkably awake, she knows she is dreaming for several reasons. 1. There is no earthly way she would be on a boat when she is supposed to be finishing 10th grade. 2. If this is a vacation, her parents and Alvy, unfortunately, should be with her. And 3. Only in dreams can you see things you shouldn't see, like your family on a boardwalk from hundreds of miles away. Just as Liz reaches for, she decides to get out of bed. What a waste, she thinks, to spend one's dreams asleep. Not wanting to further disturb the sleeping girl, Liz tiptoes across the room toward the bureau. The telltale sign that she is, indeed, at sea comes from the furniture. It is bolted to the floor. While she does not find the room unpleasant, Liz thinks it feels lonely and sad, as if many people had passed through it, but none had decided to stay. Liz opens the bureau drawers to see if they are empty. They are, not even a Bible. Although she tries to be very quiet, she loses her grip on the last drawer and it slams shut. This has the unfortunate effect of waking the sleeping girl again. "People are sleeping here," the girl yells. "I'm sorry. I was just checking the drawers. In case you were wondering, they're empty." Liz apologizes and sits on the lower bunk. "I like your hair, by the way." The girl fingers her braids. "Thanks." "What's your name?" Liz asks. "Tandaway Washington, but I'm called Tandy." "I'm Liz." Tandy yawns. "You 16? "In August," Liz replies. "I turned 16 in January." Tandy looks into Liz's bunk. "Liz," she says, turning the one syllable of Liz's name into a slightly southern two. "You mind if I ask you a personal question?" "Not really." "The thing is," Tandy pauses. "Well, are you a skinhead or something?" "A skinhead? No, of course not." Liz raises a single eyebrow. "Why would you ask that?" "Like, 'cause you don't have hair?" Tandy points to Liz's head, which is completely bald, except for the earliest sprouts of light blonde growth. Liz strokes her head with her hand, enjoying the odd smoothness of it. What hair there is feels like the feathers on a newborn chick. She gets out of bed and looks at her reflection in the mirror. Liz sees a slender girl of about 16, with very pale skin and greenish-blue eyes. The girl, indeed, has no hair. "That's strange," Liz says. In real life, Liz has long, straight blonde hair that tangles easily. "Didn't you know?" Tandy asks. Liz considers Tandy's question. In the very back of her mind, she recalls lying on a cot in the middle of a blindingly bright room as her father shaved her head. No, Liz remembers that it wasn't her father. She thought it was her father because it had been a man near her father's age. Liz definitely remembers crying and hearing her mother say, "Don't worry, Lizzie, it will all grow back." No, that isn't right either. Liz hadn't cried. Her mother had been the one crying. For a moment, Liz tries to remember if this episode actually happened. She decides she doesn't want to think about it any longer, so she asks Tandy, "Do you want to see what else is on the boat?" "Why not? I'm up now." Tandy climbs down from her bunk. "I wonder if there's a hat in here somewhere," says Liz. Even in a dream, Liz isn't sure she wants to be the freaky bald girl. She opens the closet and looks under the bed. Both are as empty as the bureau. "Don't feel bad about your hair, Liz," Tandy says gently. "I don't. I just think it's weird," Liz says. "Hey, I've got weird things too." Tandy raises her canopy of braids.